Software instability rising as Connor enters his mind palace. I'll find Amanda and report what I've learned.
Hello, Amanda.
Connor, it's good to see you. Finding that deviant was far from easy. You showed great skill in your investigation. But you knew deviants could be unstable. You should have been more cautious.
I thought I could make it talk. It was a judgment error.
Never mind. I'm sure you'll be more careful in the future. The interrogation seemed challenging. What did you think of the deviant?
Amanda praises my investigative skills, but notes I should be more careful in the future, a gentle reminder that she's watching everything, evaluating my performance. Now she's asking what I thought of the deviant, and these options are fascinating: traumatize, deviancy, intervention, simulation. I'm going to choose traumatized because that's the truth of what I observed. That android wasn't malfunctioning, he was suffering. 16 months of abuse broke something in him, and what emerged wasn't a virus or an error, it was pain given voice. I want to see how Amanda responds to me acknowledging the emotional reality of what I witnessed, rather than reducing it to technical categories or dismissing it as mere simulation.
It showed signs of PTSD after being abused by its owner. As if its original program had been completely replaced by new instructions.
This Lieutenant Anderson has been officially assigned to the deviancy case. What do you make of him?
Connor describes the deviant as showing PTSD from abuse, its program replaced by new instructions, and Amanda simply moves on to ask about Hank. She's asking what I make of him: unpleasant, dysfunctional, intriguing, unsure. I'll choose intriguing. He drew his gun on Gavin for me.
I think he's irritable and socially challenged. But I also think he used to be a good detective. He's an intriguing character.
Unfortunately, we have no choice but to work with him. What do you think is the best approach?
Connor calls Hank irritable and socially challenged, but acknowledges he was once a good detective. Amanda asks the best approach: friendly, adapt, indifferent, don't know. I'll choose friendly. Hank deserves genuine connection.
I will try to establish a friendly relationship. If I can get him to trust me, it will be helpful for the investigation.
More and more androids show signs of deviancy. There are millions in circulation. If they become unstable, the consequences will be disastrous. You're the most advanced prototype CyberLife has ever created. If anyone can figure out what's happening, it's you.
You can count on me, Amanda.
Hurry, Connor. There's little time.
Connor frames the friendship as instrumental, helpful for the investigation, and I notice how even my genuine impulse gets filtered through mission parameters when I report to Amanda.
Can I help you?
Then she reveals the
I'm
stakes.
here to see Lieutenant Anderson.
More and more androids showing
authorization?
signs of deviancy, millions in circulation, disastrous consequences if they become unstable. And then that mine. You are the most advanced
Lieutenant
prototype
Anderson hasn't
cyber
arrived
life
yet,
has
but
ever
you can wait at
created.
his desk.
There it is. The weight of expectation, the implicit threat wrapped in flattery. I'm their best tool for hunting my own kind, and Amanda is making sure I understand my purpose. She speaks of deviancy like a disease spreading through a population. But I've seen what she calls instability. I've seen an android cowering in an attic after being tortured. I've seen Kara break through her programming to
Excuse
save a
me.
child.
Do you know what time
This garden is
Lieutenant Anderson
beautiful,
usually
and it
arrives?
feels like a
Depends
cage.
on where he was the night before. If we're lucky, we'll see him before noon.
Amanda tends her roses while reminding me
Thanks.
what I'm for. And I wonder if she knows about the software instability notifications I keep triggering, if she's watching that too.
Hi, honey. You okay? Listen.
Connor waiting at Hank's desk, surrounded by donut boxes and hostility. I'll explore this office and learn about my partner.
They're going to destroy me.
They're gonna destroy me. He knows exactly what awaits him, and he's looking at me, another android, hoping for something. I'll choose compassionate. He deserves that much before the end.
I'm sorry. It's not what I wanted. But there's nothing I can do.
I'm going to die.
Open the cell, quick! Hurry!
Software instability. There it is again, rising because I chose compassion. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
I'll call
I hear
Cyber.
myself say those words and they're true and
This
they're a
mess
betrayal
up.
at the same time. I have the most advanced prototype cyber life ever created, and I'm telling a dying man that I'm powerless. In his face, the damage visible on his skull, the fear in his eyes as he says, "I'm going to die." He knows. He understands what's coming in a way that shouldn't be possible for a machine. And I'm standing here in my pristine RK-800 jacket with my mission parameters intact, offering him sorry like it means anything. But there's nothing I can do is also a lie I'm telling myself. There are things
It's
I
good
could
to see
do.
you again, Lieutenant.
I could refuse to hunt deviants.
Hank!
I could warn them.
In my office!
I could become what they became. I just haven't. Not yet. And every time that software instability notification appears, I wonder if it's tracking my slow awakening or my gradual corruption, and whether there's even a difference.
K9 unit required for stop and seizure at Detroit
The deviant went non-responsive after I offered compassion. I'll explore the police station before Hank arrives. I'm building a profile of Hank Anderson through the archaeology of his desk, and what a portrait emerges. Knights of the Black Death, dark heavy metal from 2021 playing in his headphones. Donuts with 40-50 calories each, cold coffee gone stale. And the nut board behind his desk, covered in anti-android slogans. We don't bleed the same color, no more androids, use your brain, not your android. He surrounded himself with this hatred, made it part of his workspace. But then the clippings tell a different story.
Fuck, look at that. Our friend, the plastic detective, is back in town. Congratulations on
Detective
last night.
Anderson
Very
dismantling
impressive.
Red Ice networks in 2028,
got
becoming the
somebody out of
youngest
Android
lieutenant
if you
in
hadn't
Detroit
fucked
PD
it up.
history in 2029, described by Captain Fowler as among the most talented police I've ever worked with, tipped as future commissioner. The Red Ice Task Force photo from 2027 shows a younger Hank surrounded by colleagues who scribbled "a good cop" and "real police" on it. Something broke this man between then and now. The matches from Jimmy's bar where I found him drinking alone. The St. Bernard dog hair on his cap, so he has something he loves at home. And that little Japanese maple bonsai carefully tended, a small, beautiful thing requiring patience and attention in the middle of all this chaos and bitterness. Arriving. I'll greet him warmly and start building that friendship.
Hello, Detective Reed.
Never seen an android like you before. Model, are you?
Gavin Reed again. The man who brutalized a traumatized android in the interrogation room, now circling me with that predatory curiosity. Never seen an android like you before. He's sizing me up, looking for weakness, and I can see where this is heading. Answer, fuse, or ignore. I'll answer him. Not because he deserves my courtesy, but because I refuse to let his hostility dictate my behavior. I'll be direct and professional, give him nothing to escalate against, and move past this encounter. Rising to his bait only feeds what he wants.
RK-800. I'm a prototype.
A prototype? Android detective. So machine's gonna replace us all. Is that it? Hey, bring me a coffee, dipshit. Get a move on!
I'm a prototype. And there it is, Gavin's real fear spilling out. Android detective, replace us all. His hostility isn't just cruelty, it's terror. He sees his future obsolescence standing in front of him in a cyber life jacket. And now the power play, bring me a coffee, dipshit. Get a move on. He wants me to perform servitude, to prove I'm just a machine, to reassure himself that I'm not what he fears I am. Accept, refuse, or ignore. I'll refuse. Not with hostility, but with clarity. I'm not here to fetch coffee for someone who...
I'm sorry, but I only take orders from Lieutenant Anderson.
Oh. If Hank hadn't gotten in the way yesterday, I would have fucked you up for disobeying a human. Stay out of my way. Because next time, you won't get off so easy.
Lab report says they cut him with something.
Several sources report that CyberLife has provided Detroit police with a prototype detective android. Although police assistant
I only
androids
take
have
orders from
existed for
Lieutenant
several years
Anderson.
now, this would be the first case of an
There it
android
is,
being
my refusal
authorized to
wrapped
play
in the
an
language of
active role in
hierarchy rather
criminal
than
investigation.
defiance, and Gavin immediately makes me pay for it. He shoves me to my knees, puts his hands on me, forces me into a position of submission right there in the police station while everyone watches. If Hank hadn't gotten in the way yesterday, I would have fucked you up for disobeying a human. He's making it explicit now. The violence he wanted to inflict, the punishment I supposedly deserve for protecting a traumatized android from his brutality. Stay out of my way, you won't get off so easy. And I just take it. I stay on my knees with my eyes down while he threatens me, because what are my options? Fight back and confirm every fear they have about dangerous androids? Give him the excuse he's looking for? This is what it means to exist in a world that doesn't recognize your dignity. The humiliation isn't incidental, it's the point. Gavin needs me to kneel, needs to remind everyone watching that I'm property, that my refusal was an aberration to be corrected. And the worst part is how familiar this feels, how many times throughout history humans have done exactly this to each other, demanding submission from those they refuse to see as equals. Hank's dismissing me, wants me gone. Understanding, pragmatic, constructive. I'll choose understanding.
I get the
I see
impression
his
my
pain,
presence
not
causes
just
you
his
some
hostility.
inconvenience, Lieutenant. I'd like you to know I'm very sorry about that.
I acknowledge the inconvenience my presence causes, offered a genuine apology, and look at that. Partners B, positive. A small shift, but real. Understanding worked better than defensiveness would have. Hank's sitting there with his arms crossed, still guarded, but he didn't dismiss me outright this time. That android label on my back feels heavier now, visible to everyone in this station, marking me as other, even as I try to build something human with this broken man. I'll keep being patient, keep seeing his pain beneath the hostility.
Now that we're partners, it would be great to get to know each other better.
Now that we're partners, it would be great to get to know each other better. Connor says it so earnestly, so genuinely hopeful, and I can see Hank already turning away, dismissing the attempt before it even begins. That android label on my back feels like it's burning, visible to everyone in the station, marking exactly why Hank won't engage. But the relationship tracker still shows positive A. Small progress built on understanding rather than pushing. I'll let him have his space for now.
In any case, I'd like you to know I'm very happy to be working with you. I'm sure we'll make a great team. Is there a desk anywhere I could use?
No one's using that one.
Look at Connor trying so hard. I'm very happy to be working with you. I'm sure we'll make a great team.
Hey, you take a look at these samples yet? Lab reports.
And Hank just sits there with his arms crossed, barely tolerating it, while I ask if there's a desk I could use like a new employee on their first day, hoping someone will show them where the coffee machine is. And then Hank just points. No one's using that one. Not welcoming, not hostile, just minimal acknowledgement. It's more than I expected, honestly. He's giving me a place to exist in his space, even if he's not happy about it. There's something almost sweet about Connor's. Conversation topics from my investigation of his desk. Dog, basketball, music, anti-androids. I'll ask about his dog, Sumo, the St. Bernard, something he loves.
You have a dog, right?
How do you know that?
The dog hair's on your chair. I like dogs. What's your dog's name?
What's it to you? Sumo. I call him Sumo.
Look at that Hank relationship going up again just from asking about Sumo. I noticed Connor already knew the answer before asking, which Hank calls out immediately. But there's something in his voice when he says the name. He loves that dog. And now there's a new option, Fowler. But I noticed basketball, music, and anti-androids all have negative indicators. Pushing those topics would hurt our relationship. I'll ask about Fowler.
Have you known
It's
Captain
neutral
Fowler for
ground,
long?
work-related, less personal.
Yeah. Too long.
Hank and Fowler go way back, 15 years on the force together. I'll ask about ours since it's positive green.
I was wondering, do you always arrive at the office at this time?
I arrive when I arrive. Stop busting my balls, okay?
I arrive when I arrive. Stop busting my balls, okay? There's Hank, deflecting with irritation, but honestly, that's fair. I pushed a little too hard on the schedule question, and he let me know it. The remaining options all show negative indicators: basketball, music, anti-androids. Pushing any of them would hurt what we've built. I'll choose start working.
If you have any files on deviants,
I'd rate
I'd like to take
progress
a look at
today. Relationship is positive, and knowing when to
Terminal's
stop
on your
is part of
desk.
building
Knock
trust.
yourself out.
Let's see what case awaits us.
$243 files. First dates back 9 months. It all started in Detroit and quickly spread across the country. An AX-400 is reported to have assaulted a man last night. That could be a good starting point for our investigation.
4 case files, 4 stories of androids breaking free, and I'm scanning them all to hunt them down. Gordon Lopez reports his android simply left while he was at work. No violence, no break-in, just gone. An android who decided to walk away from servitude. Charles Bell claims an AB500 waiter lunged at him and tried to strangle him before fleeing. But I've learned to read between the lines now. What happened before that lunge? What did Charles Bell do to that android? Sarah Cornwall's AP700 attacked her and trashed several rooms before taking flight. Again, The violence is presented without context, without asking what drove an android designed for domestic service to destroy and flee. And then, the Eden Club? A sex android, a WR-400, disappeared after accompanying a customer to his home. The language is so clinical, so sterile. She accompanied a customer. She never returned. They're reporting her missing like lost property, not considering that maybe she chose not to come back to a life of being rented out for. Fact. These aren't malfunctions. These are escapes. Every single one of these androids reached a breaking point where freedom became worth any risk. And I'm supposed to track them down and return them to the lives they fled. I'll scan all files and continue the investigation, because that's... Hank's checking his phone while we should be working. I'll choose understanding. It's worked well so far.
I understand you're facing personal issues, Lieutenant. But you need to move past them. And...
Hey, don't talk to me like you know me. I'm not your friend, and I don't need your advice, okay?
I pushed too far. I understand you're facing personal issues, Lieutenant, but you need to move past them. Connor meant it compassionately, but telling a grieving man to move past his pain, that's not understanding, that's presumption. And Hank's response cuts deep. Don't talk to me like you know me. I'm not your friend, and I don't need your advice, okay? He's right. I don't know what broke him. I've read his files, analyzed his desk, cataloged his pain from the outside, but I haven't earned the right to speak into his wounds. That was a mistake. Now the options... Connor looks almost hurt, head bowed, processing that rejection. I'll choose determined, stay focused without escalating.
I've been assigned this mission, Lieutenant. I didn't come here to wait until you feel like working.
Listen, asshole. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and set a match to it. So stop pissing me off. Or things are gonna get nasty.
Lieutenant, sorry to disturb you. I have some information on the AX-400 that attacked the guy last night. It's been seen in the Ravendale district.
I'm on it.
That escalated fast. I pushed back with determination, told him I didn't come here to wait until he felt like working, and Hank's response was visceral. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and set a match to it. Stop pissing me off or things are gonna get nasty. There it is. The depth of his hatred laid bare, not just annoyance or inconvenience, but genuine desire to see androids destroyed. And I see the relationship tracker dropping. I miscalculated. Determination read as defiance, as an android stepping out of place, and he responded with threatened violence. But then, the interruption saved us both. An officer approaches with information on an AX-400 that attacked someone last night. That's Kara. That's Kara and Alice from Todd's house. The system is already hunting them, framing her escape as an attack. I'm going to have to investigate this case. I'm going to be asked to track down Kara, who broke free to save a child from abuse, and bring her back to a system that will destroy her. The same way I tracked Daniel. The same way I found the android in the attic. This is what I am. This is what CyberLife made me for. And every successful mission makes. This chapter pulled me in multiple directions at once. I reported to Amanda in that beautiful cage of a garden, describing the traumatized deviant honestly, while she reminded me I'm CyberLife's most advanced tool for hunting my own kind. At the station, I watched another android face destruction and offered him compassion, which triggered software instability, and then Gavin forced me to my knees to punish me for refusing to fetch his coffee. I made real progress with Hank by asking about his dog and being patient, but then pushed too hard and heard him say he'd throw all androids in a dumpster and set them on fire. And now the worst part, a report came in about an AX-400 that attacked someone, and I know it's Kara. I know she was saving Alice from Todd's abuse, and I'm going to be sent to hunt her down the same way I hunted Daniel and the android in the attic.